Yo, let me give it to you right. All night, no, we ain't never gonna stop, aight? Never had it like this before. No, gotta keep it together. Yeah, that's right. It's a real good, a sexual fight. Give it to you, like, all night, right?
I'ma take you some loving, sweet delicious somethings. Only you, I'm so gifted. See the flux on the wings.
Point of View Talk Show Season 3.
Right through the city with the windows down.
Hey guys, it's your girl Gizelle.
I gotta get myself together. Wanna be ready when the stormy weather comes around. I'm just gonna be greater. My time is now, not later. I know you don't believe in me, but you gon' respect the God in me. Believe in me. I believe. Gotta know I love you.
Hey yo, buscas pasar un buen rato.
Dímelo.
Bueno, ¿qué tal una aventura para toda la vida?
Ok.
Mi dato sobrevivo, donde vivo, no me importa. Tomaré un mangla, un dado o lo que sea. See, I'm moving fast, but no crash. I'm a last, get that cash, ain't no time for the low class. Nací para ser un zapatero, manejo tu bum bum. Nací para aparecer.
Hace dinero.
Nací para ser un zapatero, manejo tu bum bum. Nací para aparecer.
Hace dinero.
Entre diosa de la jungla, el señor, la arena. El que es como nunca has visto.
Yes, into the sounds of nature so free. Set that thing up on what you want to see.
Coge, nena, coge, nene.
Quiero que expreses todo tu amor y alegría. Suficiente por los juegos. Así que deja de jugar tímido. Nací para ser un zapatero. Manejo tu bum bum. Nací para aparecer.
All right. Come on.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another exciting episode of From Her Point of View Talk Show with your girl, Lizzie, the goddess, and the beautiful, gorgeous, lovely
Gizelle. I'm so excited to be back here with you, Lily, and our wonderful celebrity guest. If you all would love to be a part of our show, we would love to have you. Please email us at herpointofview@aol.com.
That's right. To be a gift or a sponsor, the show is brought to you by I Said It Management. If you would like to look up any of my content, my music, and any other material I have to offer, you can go ahead and Google Lily the Goddess, or you can also find me on IMDb Pro as Leonessa Cruz, LLEEONESSA CRUZ.
And I would love for you all to follow me as well. I am on social media platforms at Gizzy Worldwide. That's GIZZY Worldwide.
Yes, tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we have a beautiful queen by the name of Crystal Minor. She is a singer, writer, she's an author, she is a project manager, she's a website designer, member of Delta Sigma Theta to be exact, vice president of Chicago Diva Dolls, and member of the Dream Team group. That's right, that's right. Welcome to the stage, queen. Let's go.
Welcome to the show, Crystal.
Hey, thank you. Thank you, Lily. Thank you, Gizelle. I'm so happy to be here.
We're so happy to have you.
Yeah.
Go ahead and let everybody know where they can find you on all social media platforms, queen.
Okay, so you can follow me on all social media, Instagram, Facebook at C Minor Media. That's CMINER Media.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and what's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Capricorn.
Oh, she's a Capricorn. Oh my
Yes.
goodness. Okay,
New
so say your
Year's
name
Eve.
again for everybody. Crystal
Minor.
Minor?
Yes.
Okay, I said it right. Okay, good. I was like,
You said it right.
She's a New Year's Eve baby. She's
Yes.
a New Year's Eve baby.
they start and finish the year. That's my
Yeah.
mom.
Yeah,
My mom's
isn't that something?
Capricorn.
Yes,
My
I
mom.
love it.
Oh, and also shout out to our brand ambassadors, the lovely Lizzie Smith, who is also Capricorn,
All right.
and the legendary Mimie Acosta. Oh, and I'm a Sagittarius.
Me too.
That is
Right before me.
December
right before me.
13th.
Yes.
November 26th.
All right.
Let's get into relationships with you, beautiful lady.
Okay.
I want to know how you feel when you go on a date and it's the first one. Kiss or no kiss on the first date. How you feeling about that? What's your moves?
I think it's all about the vibe. You can't say how you're gonna go into something. Like I used to be so adamant, like, hey, if I go, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, and it has to be strictly like this. But when it comes to like dating, I'm just like, okay, if I'm vibing with this person, if I feel them, if I like them, it's gonna move the way it's supposed to move.
True.
Facts.
So you go with the flow, huh?
Go with the flow. I would say that, go with the flow.
And what kind of music would you be okay to listen to on your date?
Again, it's just whatever. I guess it depends on the setting. So,
Like, what if he starts to play a bunch of like Chris Brown, the sexy Chris Brown music? You know, like he's trying to get some. Like he's trying to set the mood. Like he's like, I'm letting you feel it, woman. I'm gonna let you feel it.
so if a person is like that, then they're giving me cringe vibes. Like
Exactly.
okay, now like you're not trying to get to know me. We're not vibing. You're just trying to get something. So that's different.
Yeah,
If we're like listening to music, because I am a musician, so I love music. So a lot of times I connect with people through music. So I mean, if you're just playing something for me to hear, like we're having a conversation, we're talking about music, that's different. But if you're like, hey, let me turn this on real quick to just try to get you now, that's different.
Because you're not feeling you feel the same way, right, Gizelle, about the kiss on the first day? It's like it just depends.
Yeah, it depends. Not any like extreme kissing or anything, if at all. And definitely not no set the mood music with the red light, turning on the red light and all that. That's red flag.
Right. It's too soon, you know, too soon. And you're not suggesting to, you know, anybody that it's like you want them to be afraid to approach you. Right. It's not that. It's just take it down a few notches, you know, like maybe a number 2.
Yeah.
If you're going from 1 to 10, a 2.
Right. You can't jump from 1 to 100.
Right. Yeah, right. Yeah, you just broke the meter.
Right.
I mean, goodness. And cooking, would that be like a setting that is okay? Is like you're feeling a first date where you invite the person to come over and you cook a meal for them, or what would be your ideal first date?
Well, my ideal first date is something that's thought out, that is planned, that is showing that the person has taken notice of me and understands what I would like. But it would be something where we will actually have time to interact. So I don't want a first date that's a movie. We're not talking, we're not getting to know each other. And I don't necessarily, it doesn't necessarily have to be like dinner. My last first date, we were actually at a it's gonna sound funny, but we were watching the fireworks.
Oh, okay.
So we met and we were gonna actually do something else, but we were just like, you know what? Let's just do something simple so we can actually talk and get to know each other. So we went, it was like July 3rd. We went to watch the fireworks and we were talking for hours.
Wow.
We were talking for hours.
I
And
like it.
yes, we got like snacks around because we were downtown Chicago. So we got snacks. It wasn't anything big, but it was just us getting to know each other. And we talked about everything that you could think of. And it was about the vibe that we had with each other. And that was the best first date I've ever had.
Wow. So it seems like simplicity is probably the key.
It's the key for me always.
Right. Yeah. Wow.
And like we could build up to other stuff, but
yeah,
that was it.
Yeah, that sounds dreamy.
You feeling
that sounds dreamy.
I like it. I'm a hopeless romantic myself. I mean, I don't really understand why the hopeless part, but there ain't nothing hopeless about it. I'm just a romantic. Let's cut out the hopeless part. I'm gonna put the romantic. I'm a romantic. I mean, raise your hand if you are.
I am. I'm definitely.
Yes. Proud to say it. Proud to say it. I mean, and when you do your music, do you actually go into some of the things that not all R&B artists may write about? Because it says as a writer, do you kind of look at some of the things romantically to talk about that maybe haven't been discussed in other songs? Like, no one says this in their song and about romance. I'm going to attack it this way, and then maybe pay it for your date or something.
I haven't done that. But as a writer, because I started writing through poetry. I actually started writing. The first time I wrote anything was because of heartbreak. Wow. And so there's always inspiration in your writing, and my writing started through heartbreak. So I've always been into poetry. That's why I love Jill Scott, because I'm like, Jill Scott is like my music twin, because she started off as a poet and then went into music. And I feel like I did the same thing. I started with poetry, and so I'll read my poetry to the person I'm dating all the time. And if I feel like I'm inspired to write something for them or something about them, I'll write it. But I always write what I feel at the moment. And so that's actually the music that I've recorded. Well, I haven't recorded. I'm sorry. Let me put that. Oh, I'm speaking it. The music that I'm getting ready to record in March, because I'm working on EP. Yeah. It's based on just different relationships that I've had in the past. So, but I do have a lot of love songs, because it's just, love is at the key of everything. So I have the love songs, I have the heartbreak songs, but I also have that simple things, like what I just talked about with the first date, like understanding the person. My guy likes to say things like, he sees me in a way that you can't be seen with the eye. So understanding like the spiritual connection that you have with each other. That's a lot what I like to talk about in my writing.
Wow, that's
You know?
beautiful.
Gizelle, what about you?
I definitely I don't actually go into it with writing thinking, oh, I'm going to talk about this as no one talked about it. I just end up kind of doing that, but of course the typical relationship, because that's part of of us being human and dating and heartbreak and love. But my songs typically they don't sound the same, so I'll have different topics or different energy in the songs, and definitely relationships and love is a number one for me. And
Yeah.
hope and inspiration. I love to inspire, and so
I like that. I like that. What's up, Queen Roots, and what's up, Little Ninja? Thank you for joining us in this show tonight. Another exciting episode. I gotta agree with you, ladies. You know, us musicians, I find that we make some fantastic lovers. You know, we're all about that romance.
Yeah.
I mean, we couldn't possibly write the things and go into deep detail in our music unless we were deep thinkers. Yeah.
Yeah.
And experience. So
Yes.
Experience. Which
Yes.
speaking of experience, I don't know how y'all are feeling or who you got to talk to, whatever, but I would love to do a collaboration. Let it be here, let it be heard on this episode with the both of you ladies. I don't know what it was, but my spirit was saying to say that. It was something in my solar plexus, my spirit, something deep down was saying, just say it, just say something. And I never do. I don't just go out and just say that to anybody. I'm like, it just felt right. So
right.
we gotta talk to make this happen. Let's make it happen.
Let's do
and
it.
we're gonna make it happen from our point of view, right? From her point of view.
From our point of view. Oh my God.
Shout
out to I Said It. I actually have a song with a bunch of lyrics that were inspired by his name, and I actually did it on purpose. So it's a shout out to him.
Wow.
That's right. I actually have a song inspired by his energy. I swear to goodness. So I'm definitely gonna put that out there. But us ladies, we need to collaborate. It would be fabulous. I'm on board. I'm on board.
I'm already saying. I'm saying it here. I'm down.
Yes.
You know, me and Gizelle actually used to sing together back in the day.
yes, we did. We were in an ensemble, and with a shout out to Marcus and Sabrina and Jennifer Jones. These are some notable names here. Yeah.
So when you know being in a relationship, have you ever heard your man say, "Woman, I'm gonna make you hit that soprano note"?
Yes.
Crystal is a high soprano, so I'm sure if this girl can go up there, she can go up there. So, has he ever met? Well, I don't want to say. You've been hitting some soprano notes. Never mind. In the name of Jesus, never mind.
Amen.
I love it. I'm loving it. I feel like it would be some like a tearjerker. It would be like we don't make people cry, y'all. Just
yeah.
And I would love to hear your music, Lily. I know Gizelle is an amazing songwriter and singer. I'm always impressed by her.
Oh my God. I've been sharing her music, Gizelle. I've been sharing your music, and I think that it would be great on a date. Like, I like to choose nice music to set the tone, to set the, for my dates. And so I'm just gonna let y'all know that I've been consistent with I've been consistent with someone. This is the first time I'm ever saying this, y'all.
Okay.
I'm just sharing it with y'all. In the comment section. I've been consistent with someone, for years, but it's what it is just like I've experienced, and I probably will go ahead and make a song about it. When you try to involve other people, a lot of people could be very judgmental.
Yeah.
They want to speak their opinions. And no matter who you bring home or who you connect with, it doesn't seem to be up to their standards.
Mhm.
So, and that could be with family, that could be with friends, that could be with coworkers. My God, I've literally experienced that. So I kind of stopped sharing,
Mhm.
even
Wow.
on my social media. If I'm in a relationship with someone, I just don't share it. If someone is interested in me and they, man reaches out, hey, are you single? I'll let the person know, hey, listen, I'm speaking to someone right now. I'm not single. But other than that, I've learned to, what's the art? Appear, you know where I'm going with this. Both of y'all do. The art of appear available, but not be available.
Oh yes, yes.
That one. That's the art of that.
Yeah.
And y'all would understand that because that is a good way to make your relationship last. There's too much outside. It has nothing to do. It's immediately people like to point it true or false. People like to immediately think it's that you're ashamed or that no, it's I'm sick and tired of you in my business. It's literally that's the kind of energy that I'm having. I'm tired of you in my business. I don't want you in my business. I'm tired of you, this and that. No, no. So, and you put
these
that
days, I just want to add to that. Like sometimes, like I'm the type of person, I don't mind sharing, but I wouldn't share often, especially if sometimes you might be going through things or trying to heal from things, and like you said, the judgmental opinions and things like that won't help the situation either. But there are also there's some conniving people, women and men, that you post your man, they go into his page and befriending him. You understand me? It's some women that are so spiteful, they'll get in the inbox and test him. Now, if you don't have a strong-minded man that's not weak with his flesh, you understand, then that person that was up to no good trying to test him or whatever would get exactly what they want and just be laughing because they're jealous of you or they coveting your love or what you have, your happiness, your peace. There's some real bitter people out here. So, it is good to probably like protect it. But if you're both confident in sharing each other and y'all both know that we in this together and we're focused on each other, we're monogamous or whatever, and you feel free to share, that's okay too. Because, any temptation wouldn't be a threat or an issue.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think the one word that you said that I just follow is about protecting a relationship from the people who are trying to find a way to disparage it. Like they're trying to find a way to say, oh, I remember he did this, or I remember seeing this, or just finding something, especially going to the social media. Like if you were to tag him, they're like, oh, I can't wait to go to his social media page and see his page, see who he's friends with, see what he did 10 years ago, see what he ate for breakfast. Like people are just trying to find any reason to down you and down your relationships. And so I've been really cautious and protective of my relationship and even things that I share about the person because people are judgmental and even like if you have a bad time in your relationship, if something happens, they always say this: your friends will never forget what happened, even if you forgot it. Your friends are never gonna forget. So once you share anything, you start opening up and telling people about everything that's going on over your relationship, people are gonna remember what happened and they'll bring it up. Even when
if they don't know nothing, I've seen this. If they don't know anything, oh my God, what's going on? What's happening?
That's worse too.
Why do you need to know? It to me, it's like a treasure box, and not everybody can look into my treasure box. I'm like, I don't want to show my gold to everybody because it's too many thieves.
It's precious.
It has nothing to do with thieves. Let me take that back. Hold on, because I ain't got nothing. It has nothing to do with that. Because that was never an issue.
Right.
My thing is because of, and here's another thing. If it doesn't make, because these kind of topics don't get talked about enough. We always hear the same combination, the same formula, that it's always because of jealousy, it's always because of thieves. But what if it's also because of the job? I do have a job. One of my jobs that enables me to I cannot really discuss or share too much, like it's especially my government name on social media because it's because of safety. Because of one, it's just like if you work in the military or you work in, you can't go around putting certain things out there because you're putting family at risk. One of the guys that wanted my sister really wanted to date him. He was fine. He had like, okay, let me explain. He had Hulk arms with a Captain America body, and I told him that to his face. Hallelujah. His chest. I said, listen, you look like a golfer. He had a golfer's hat, and he had his tetas, his chest was, oh God, Jesus. I was just thinking about it. It was, he was fine. I was like, you are fine, man. I can't do. You are like, God sculpted you beautifully. So, you know, but he doesn't even have a social media. Like he actually, he has a Facebook page, but he doesn't post stuff. Like he doesn't, you don't see him active. And he doesn't put like his family members. He can't, because depending on the job, you can't. So a lot of people, they could put a lot of stuff on social media and some people can't. And there's so many reasons. I just want it to go on record that there's more reasons than just, oh, you're scared that somebody's going to steal them. Like, nah, if somebody take you, then they can have you. It is, I don't give a crap. But there's other reasons. And if people could understand all of the reasons, then we're good. Because then, you know, you get judged harshly, ladies. Because us, you remember how us ladies, everything's our fault, right? If something go wrong in the marriage or the relationship, the first thing that people ask, what you do?
Yeah.
What you do? You gonna write a song about it? You know how people are.
Yeah.
My rant is over. I'm sorry, y'all.
Yeah, that's true. I wanted to ask a question just to shift. Have you ever dated a narcissist?
Yes.
You have. Wow.
Yes.
Was it a Pisces?
I would just a Leo.
Oh, that one. Okay, yeah, they could be kind of tough. Sorry, I said it. We love you. Ain't talking about you. I love you.
No,
can you elaborate on like something that? Wow.
So he was a star, not a Mufasa.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh my goodness. I went through so much in that relationship where it had me questioning my sanity on a lot of different things. Not only was he a narcissist, he was a compulsive liar. So he would lie about so much. He would tell me different things. Like he was actually in 2 full-fledged relationships at the same time with me and another girl, and had both of us believing he wanted to marry us.
Wow.
Both of us believing he wanted to have a family with us. Both of us believing that, you know, he wanted a future with us, and we were clueless until the end. And a lot of things that he would do was like he would be very manipulative in his the way he would talk, just, you know, kind of making it seem like he's this big catch. Oh my goodness. Yeah, just making it seem like he's this big catch and that my life basically needed him.
Wow.
Yeah,
and did he tend to get angry? Because it seems like it goes hand in hand, like the compulsive lying, manipulation, anger, double lives. It seems to kind of like triple, quadruple lives. They live some lives.
Hold on one second.
With a narcissist. Yes. So that seems to like go hand in hand. And I've heard some stories about them. One of my friends actually, like, she would send me the book about him. So that's how I've like become privy to it. So
it's so much. Like I really had to heal from that before I could go into anything else. And it took me a while to heal from that, but I'm actually grateful now because I think to the point of all of the lies that he told me, and then the justification for the lies. And that's another part of the narcissism. Like, well, I did this because of this, and you did that.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like now it's my fault that you did what you did instead of you just doing the wrong thing.
Never can take accountability.
There was
right. You took the word out of my mouth. You see,
no accountability at all. And it took that took a toll on me, but so I was on the other side of it, and I'm like, what was I thinking?
Wow.
Was I even in that?
It's like a dark hole, and then it's like looking at it from the other side now, like you said, you're thinking like, what was I thinking? And like, it's like a relief to be out of it.
Yes, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like even just thinking
that they say that man like ape, take potato out of ground and eat potato just as is, where we cook it and we clean it and cook it. Some guy said to my daughter, because she asked him questions about guys, and then he says, listen, man like ape, we are not thinking about anything, we have nothing in our minds. And then another guy friend of hers confirmed that. He says, yeah, we're not really like, in other words, us women, we would be like the overthinkers. We're the ones that are thinking about tomorrow. We're planning out our day. We're planning out our date. And that's why a lot of times you might hear a guy say, I just don't know what to do with you. And this is not bashing males. This is just explaining the difference between how males think and how women we think.
And that should be pointed out, because men and women, if you are in a heterosexual relationship, we are different. We're not equal. We are not the same. And that is the opposites attracting. So yeah, we're thinking more. And I actually had a guy tell me just the other day, because I was like, men are supposed to, you should be able to lead. And of course, lead, that doesn't mean control and make all the decisions. I mean, be a leader, be a protector, a confidant. But he said it's not only that. He said women are actually smarter than men. He said this out of his mouth. So I know this. I'm sure you guys know this. But for the man to say this, okay, somebody's waking up, because that's why there is always the king with his queen. You understand? The queen is always important. On the game of chess, it's the queen, I think, that does the most work or whatever. But we are the balance to them, the opposite to them. We are smarter. Okay, this is from our point of view, but this is the truth, facts, right? And so we may be overthinking, or we may be too much doing this and that, and they say, well, I don't know what to do with you. Well, just figure it out, okay? Because this is how we are.
Agreed.
Figure it out. That's where the cookie crumbles. So have you always looked at, like, do you look at all at the astrology? Do you think that maybe the time astrology has a little bit to play, maybe not a whole lot, but a little bit, like a little percent in chemistry?
I mean, I think it does. I'm not too into astrology, so I don't know too much. I know like the basic stuff. Like I know what they say.
You good. You good.
Yeah. So so I feel that some of the things that are happening with my mates or with whoever I am with makes sense once I do the research into it. Like, oh, okay, so they say this person is like this. That makes sense. They say this person does that and has these type of habits. That makes a lot of sense. And so I do agree that it can. And it took a while to come to terms with actually even certain things about myself, about how I could kind of even push certain people away who would try to get close to me. So, and it's like the fear. I used to have this, like they would say Capricorns have a shell, like they don't let people in.
Right. Yeah.
It's like a fear of getting hurt. Like you don't want to get hurt. You don't want to have the disappointment. And then it's like when you open up, it's like whoosh. Like you're giving all, you're giving
Because
everything.
Capricorns are very giving. What
Yeah.
I've experienced is that a Capricorn is very giving. I know this because of my mommy. I know this because of my 3'7" friend who is also Capricorn, who is, you know, Miss Lizzie. Shout out to Lizzie. I love you. I know that y'all are very giving, and that could be taken advantage of.
Yes.
And it's not like, and I think that Capricorns probably have the most experience with dating a narcissist because of how giving they are, and those, because narcissists are gonna gravitate to you
Yes.
to try to drain your energy. They just want to drain it, and then they'll tell you a few things that you might want to hear, just so that they can kind of replenish you a little bit, so that they can re-drain you again. And then it's this ending cycle, and then it gets you to a point where it makes you introverted. It's sort of like you become introverted because of the narcissist who did that damage to you. So now you suffering from this trauma.
Yeah.
And then you're like, I don't even, you know, my friends are telling me I've changed. It's like you hear that, you know, they said, you know, that you don't want to be socializing anymore. You don't want to go out because of what this narcissist has done to you.
Wow.
What do you feel? Is that true?
No, I definitely believe that's true because actually I would say in that relationship that I was in with the narcissist, I withdrew from a lot of my friends. I withdrew from family, and it was all about that person. Like I became with like just a shell, like, okay, well, he wouldn't want me to do this, so I'm not doing this. He doesn't want to go here, or he doesn't want to do that, so I'm not doing that. But once it was over and I actually had the chance to heal from it, there was like this freedom that I had, and I actually felt like a new person. Like I wasn't as introverted anymore, because I just kind of like fell to the back for a while. But
Just grew in that shell.
yeah, and I it's like once it was over, I found like a new part of myself. And again, it took a minute. It took a while because that was all I knew for years. That relationship was all I knew for years. And part of me was like thinking of some of the words he said, like, nobody's gonna love you like I love you. Nobody's gonna treat you like I treat you. And so as I'm getting over everything that we went through, it was like, wow, maybe what he said was true.
Wow.
Maybe I'm not gonna be able to move past this, or maybe I'm not gonna be able to find anyone like this. So maybe I shouldn't have let that in. Even though he did some really bogus, really crazy stuff, I was still like, you know what? Maybe he was right. But it took a minute for me to really get to know me and get to love me more, where I was like, no, everything he said was wrong.
Yeah.
That wasn't me. That wasn't what I was supposed to be in. And I grew so much from that. It's been like over 10 years. Over 10 years ago, and I'm so grateful to be away from that situation.
And now you have a freedom and a light about yourself that no one can take from you.
Exactly.
And you probably can spot things quicker than before, because you're not going to endure that type of stuff again. So
yeah.
Right.
So it actually, you know, like they say, you know, devil meant it for bad, God meant it for your good. These situations, they actually grow us and they help us. And Lil Ninja said they make it all about them. They surely do. Queen Root says narcissistic abuse is a thing, just like any abuse. It's a cycle you have to break away from. Yes. And you have to come out of a dark hole. And it takes time, man. It takes time. And
you know, Mary J. Blige is a Capricorn too, you know.
Who?
You said who?
Mary J. Blige. She's a Capricorn.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, she got some stories to tell.
Yes. Oh, I grew up on Mary J. Blige, telling you. And then her who showed me that like she can rap. A lot of people didn't understand that she also rap too. And she had to do one thing. So I started rap, flowing a little bit in my stuff, just like, and I gotta give credit to Queen over there because she inspired me to go ahead and do it and pursue it.
Wow.
All right.
That's great.
Mary J.
great.
Blige. I love her beats. I love it. Oh, I love it. I love it. Yes. And so, like, do your partners support what you do? Everything.
Yes.
Do they ever complain? Oh, I remember my question. I took note. I had notes. Because I always have a list of notes. Okay. Have you ever heard of okay? Oof, don't lose it now. Don't lose it. Come back now. Go ahead. Just ask a question. I gotta get my question in.
Well, okay, with supporting the partner, supporting everything you do. Have you ever experienced some jealousy with it, or now that you say that someone's supporting the things that you do, can you see the difference in maybe if it was just silent jealousy or whatever, like the lack of support and not disingenuous before prior relationships?
So that relationship with the narcissist almost made me not want to sing. I was getting back into singing and just trying to find my voice. I started doing a lot of background singing then, and just trying to network more in the city and figure out what I wanted to do, like even if I wanted to be a lead singer. And so I was like, hey, come to this show I'm doing, and I want you to hear what we're doing. And then it was always like, why are you doing this? Like, what is this about? And like, why do you want to do this? And I remember he actually came to one show and he sat and watched the entire show. And I'm all excited because he finally came to a show. He sat and watched the entire show stone faced and just looking at me like
that is jealous. That's evil. He was jealous.
It was really evil. And I was like, maybe I didn't think of it as evil at the time, but I was like, well, maybe he feels like he might lose me, or maybe I was just trying to think of ways at that point with him, like what is like the real issue. Does he feel like he's gonna lose me to this? And I will always try to let him know, like, I'm still gonna be here. Versus now where I'm with someone who's like at my shows recording, like, make sure you give them your handle, tell them to follow you on social media.
Wow, that's great.
Like, I got some footage for you. Make sure you post this footage.
That's so great.
Sending me like emails, like, because with my website design or whatever I do, like, it's like, make sure you're getting them contracts and telling them, doing this or doing that. Like, it's such a difference that it's almost shocking. Like, wow, like you're actually supporting.
That reminds me of that. Did you guys see that video? It was Ashanti. She was like, "Oh, that song." I can't remember.
Yeah.
And her partner in the video was Lorenz Tate, I think it was. And he was jealous, and his eyes was glowing red because she would be on the billboards and on the red carpet, and he was hurting her. And that's what that reminds me of when you said.
Wasn't it the other guy? Who it was? She had a lot of men that she did.
Oh, she kept that type of storyline in her different videos.
Yeah. But I do
Terrence
remember
Howard, I think.
I remember my question.
Yeah.
Hold on. I remember my question. I gotta ask you. Okay, so have you ever? This is to everybody, even in the comment section. So everybody, please listen to this question. Have you ever had the person say to you, "I like you better drunk"?
Oh. I've never had that.
I haven't. I don't even get drunk. I've gotten drunk probably 3 times in my life, and I actually wet the bed. And so I was like, nah, this ain't the life for me. I said, this ain't the life for me. But so I don't even get drunk. But no, I haven't had one.
Yeah, I've never had that.
No, I'm a retired drinker, which I'm not a drinker. I was never a drinker. Like, I was never an alcoholic, but I'm retired from like really drinking, like even saying, hey, I would like to have a drink. Now people are like, would you like to drink? I'm like, no. But if I do, it's at home and or I go visit my mama and my dad. My dad says, have a little sip. I'm like, I don't want to have a little sip. Fine, dang it. But like, Drinking is not the most important thing on a date. Number one, let that go on record. And no, I hope that everybody knows that in order to loosen up, you do not need to drink. You don't need all that. Just be yourself, relax. But when the guy, I know, shout out to everybody who's going through some tough times, even to this day. With anyone who ever says something like this to you, that they would prefer you drunk. What would you say to someone who would, if he says, I like you drunk, would you just go and get drunk, or what would you do? What would you say?
It's like, you don't like me, then like, do you know who I really am? Like, do you understand who I really am? Are you connected to me? Because for you to even say that, that means you don't know me. You don't understand me. We don't have anything, because you're attracted to a figment. You're attracted to I want to say a spirit. You're attracted to a spirit that's something outside of my body. That's not me. That's something that's like, no, that's like not. Nope. That's
Queen Ruth, she says run.
Definitely, that's crazy. That's some crazy stuff.
Run.
Yeah, if someone needs you to be high, intoxicated, whatever, in order for you to be in a relationship, that's a no.
Seems like they want to control even more.
Yes. And now, do you think that some people who get into a relationship, ladies, that when they have one narcissistic relationship, and then how likely are they to find another one right after? Likely, or would they know this is what I don't want?
It's funny.
Everybody's different, I know that, but how likely would you say, from your point of view?
Sometimes you attract that part of you that isn't healed. So a lot of times, if you were with someone who, for instance, I've known people who were with an abuser in one relationship. They were able to get out of that relationship, but the next relationship, the person was an abuser. So it's very likely, if you don't heal from what keeps attracting you to that type of person, you have to really dig deep and look into what's attracting those people to you. Like, you keep attracting the same person, it's gonna happen if you don't heal. And you have to do the work within yourself to figure out, what do I need to improve in my life to make me better? Because it all starts with you. So you're going to keep bringing that same person. You're going to have the same mate over and over again.
Have you ever met a man that you met was probably in a narcissistic relationship with a woman, and then you met him and he let you know that this is how she was, and he kind of maybe brought some of it towards you and thought that you were going to do the same things?
Yeah, so it's actually funny because after that relationship that I was in for so long, I started talking to this guy. And as I we just started talking. I don't even say we got into the relationship, because he had up such a wall because of the narcissist that he was with before. He actually let me know from the gate, like, she hurt me. She did this. She made me believe this. She made me believe that, I wasn't worthy of her. And it's hard for me to, connect with people. And every time we would get closer, he would back away. Every moment he felt like he was connecting to me, it would fall apart. So this happened, I let him back in a few times. But the last time I was like, you know what, I can't do this anymore, because I need you to know who you are and what you want. And if you don't know what you want, and if you don't know if you want to pursue this, then you can't pursue me. Like, I'm not going to stay around and wait for you to figure out who you are. And so we're acquaintances now.
Yeah, because he had some healing to do. And that's the thing I wanted to say with going back to her question and tying into what you just said about knowing who he is and what he wants, and how likely it is, like you said, Lily. we have to, like, people are jumping into relationships too quickly, and they're not healed from the past relationship, or they haven't done self-reflection or improved what they need to do, because it's not always the other party that was the issue. Sometimes it's both parties, or just it was just you have traits. And some people have a need to be in a relationship or a fear of being alone, so they're jumping into and damaging other people and damaging themselves. So we have to take a break. We have to be okay being alone with ourselves, learning ourselves, figuring out what we need to work on, so that when we do get back into the dating field, we know what we want and we know how we need to present ourselves as well. So we're not hurting people, and we're not just constantly getting hurt. We can be able to identify the red flag and not have that yearning need to try to like reason, oh, he's just this way, I really like him. No, you see them red flags, you got to get up, you got to go left. You know what I'm saying? We try to make excuses, like you said, because we liking a person, or try to figure it out, or they got our mind gone or something. But you know,
right. Gizelle, can you get us caught up in the comment section? We got our Settings Management's question over here.
I can't even see the question. Where? Okay, are you learn?
No, as you learn.
Oh, as you learn to love and value yourself more, do you find it's harder to find a partner to match your standards? As you learn to love and value yourself more, do you find it harder to find a partner to match your standards?
Well, from our point of view, like from mine, I'm gonna go first. No, it's a no for me. No, I have not had a hard time, because I'm weird. I'm weird anyway. So my standards, like I'm gonna be honest to answer that question, and then y'all go ahead and take the mic. I've dated a lot of people that I like the way, like if we're talking about looks, we're talking about personality. A lot of times I said I would not date. Like if they were too tall or too big bone, I'd be like, oh, I wouldn't date somebody that's not as in shape. Nah, girl, I dated. I went specifically if the person was nice to me, if we had good vibes. It didn't matter if they were tall, fat, skinny, 3'7". It didn't matter. I just fell in love. I fell fond of the person. It just didn't matter. And I like that naturalness. I like it when you say, "Oh, that's not gonna happen," but then the opposite happens, because it's fun.
Yeah. So it seems like what you thought your standards were kind of changed in your growth as well.
Every time.
It seems like,
every time. So I don't think I think my standards are, if you know what, if I was going to say standards, whatever standards I have, I would have to say is like what you were saying. Who said it? I think it was you, Crystal Minor, or was it somebody in the comment section said something about morals? I think it was Queen Roots. Yes, you did. Yes, you did, Queen. Yes, you did. About morals. It's just morals and how the person's attitude, their vibe. That's it. Everything else is just a bonus, not a necessity.
Queen Root says no, because healthy people know what they're looking for in other people. Well, what do you think?
Good.
What do you think, Crystal? Like, as you have grown, have you found was it hard to find someone to match your standards?
I will say, as I've grown, it was what I attracted and what I wouldn't allow. So I wouldn't allow anyone to waste my time. I wouldn't allow anyone to show me that, like the narcissistic behavior that we talked about, like certain things that would show up within the first few conversations or first few dates or experiences were red flags to say, you know what, I can't. I've seen this before. No, I'm not gonna do that. So as I've like valued myself and loved myself more, I knew what I didn't want. And even if it looked good on the outside, I was like, no, I can't do that. Even if it seemed like what the standard was for, quote unquote, the standard of the man that you're supposed to be with, as the provider, as the giver that he's supposed to be. When you see the other stuff that comes with it, I was like, no, I can't. I don't want to deal with that. And I've been able to now draw someone to me who matches my energy, who understands me, who connects to me in different ways that I never thought possible. And he wasn't the person who I would have originally, been attracted to. But because of how we vibe, because of how we relate to each other, and that spiritual connection, I was able to meet someone special. And it's from being healed from all the stuff in the past, because if I wasn't, I would have been back with the same narcissist that I was with before.
Yeah.
Twice.
Your turn, Gizelle. Go ahead.
I do think it's I don't think it's harder, because it's like the light shines on those that like would have the same energy. So now you see the light. Like, so when you grow, you're growing, your discernment grows as well. And so me seeing the light, I can see the red and I can see the light. You understand? So I'm not going to, it's not hard to find, because they're visible as well. But that doesn't mean that, once you date them, that things won't change. But it's just the path, I think, in true growth and true healing is more clearer. And then the choice is ultimately yours.
That's good. I like that. This was some strong answers, ladies. And then Queen Roots, she has said something about you can identify an narcissist, but because of unhealed trauma, you are more accepting of the abuse of behavior.
Yeah, true.
So that's probably why stuff gets repeated. Some people may find themselves on repeat. Anybody take a look at Jennifer Lopez's film? It was like a musical. She has a song in the beginning that shows people roped together. Did you see that part? Where they're like roped together and it's like they're going back and forth. It was very creative how they explained those case scenarios. People just being tied together, going back and forth, go back and forth.
Wow.
If you haven't checked it out, check it out. It's pretty good.
Yeah. That's great.
And they mentioned zodiac signs too, which is very interesting. It's funny. Has it ever been difficult to be? This is gonna get kind of personal, so everybody, please, this show is for adults and mature audience. Has it ever been difficult to be intimate when you have those? You know how you have those moments where your partner wants to be intimate, but you're just not wanting to be intimate. You have like a phase, like a moment, like I don't really want to be touched right now. I don't want to engage in being intimate. Have you ever had that? And what do you do? How do you tell your partner? What if they get upset? What if it lasts for a week, a month? That case scenario.
I can't relate.
Of course not, Capricorn.
Okay.
I don't know about you. But I mean, so you've had a really good, steady flow.
Yep.
Okay.
Come on, man. Get on it. All right. Gizelle, you got anything to say?
I mean, yeah, I've had kids, so I mean, come on now, Chris. Now you ain't had them hormones kick in when you was with the baby, and yours went through the roof then. My stuff went down a few times, but that's all I can say.
I like how she said my stuff went down, like it was like a man, and like, woo, my stuff was like, whoop, doop, doop, doop.
Just a few times, but.
So what is that? So why do some of us women go through those moments? Even if you yourself haven't experienced this, do you have any, from your point of view, any idea why some of us women would go through a phase where we don't want to be touched, we don't want to be intimate, we want to be sexual, we almost feel ourselves asexual at that moment?
It's the emotion in the physical touch. When you think about intimacy, for women especially, we have emotion in everything. We have emotion when it comes to a kiss. You have emotion when it comes to even like a hug with that mate, because you can hug someone like, okay, that's my buddy, but sometimes when you embrace the person that you love, there's something that you feel. This the connection that you feel. So if you are having a break within that feeling, if you're having a break where you're not feeling that connection, then you won't want to be touched. And then there can be some hormonal stuff as well. A lot of times that is the case. It could be some, mental.
Also, like relationship woes could play a part in that. I would think, somebody lying, somebody doing something,
Remember we talked about it's a lot of different elements that could be taking place with people. It's never just one or two different things.
Yeah.
The situation is not black and white. It's the
never.
whole range of colors of different reasons why stuff takes place. That's why. But anyways, I can hear our music that lets us know that our episode for tonight is coming to a close. And that, I want everybody to know where they can find you on all social media platforms. Again, Miss Crystal Minor.
All right. My name is Crystal Minor, aka C Minor. And you can follow me on all social media at C Minor Media. That's CMINER Media.
And I'm Gizelle, and I would love for y'all to follow me at Gizzy Worldwide. That's GIZZY Worldwide.
And it's your girl, Lily the Goddess. Ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and look me up. Google me, Lily the Goddess, on all social media platforms. And if you would like to look at some of my content, like my filmmaking, etc., you can go ahead and subscribe. Please subscribe to Flawless Streams on YouTube, or look me up on IMDb Pro, Leonessa Cruz. Love y'all. This show is brought to you by I Said It Management, Her Point of View, Season 3.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.